Welcome friends, myself Gaikwad Poonam and today's my seminar topic is hormonal regulation of carbohydrate metabolism from subject endocrinology. Then we will discuss the contents. First one, introduction. Second, insulin and effect of insulin. Third, glucagon and its effect. Fourth one, catecholamines and its effect of epinephrine. Fifth one, corticosteroid and effect of cortisol. Sixth one, growth of hormone and the effect of growth hormone and thyroid hormone and its effect. Then, why glucose concentration should be maintained or regulated? The normal glucose concentration is 140 mg per dilution in postprandial and 70 to 99 mg per dilution in preprandial. A slight variation of this normal level leads to hypertension or hypoglycemia. Thus, the level of glucose is regulated by various hormones, and this hormonal regulation of carbohydrate metabolism is mainly occurred by the internal chemical messenger. The hormones like insulin, glucagon, epinephrine, cortisol, thyroid hormone, and growth hormone regulates this metabolism. Then first one, insulin. Insulin is a peptide hormone. It's secreted by beta cells of isolates of Langerhans from pancreas. Blood glucose level it's elevated leads to insulin secretion. This secreted insulin carries various anabolic functions, thus maintain high blood glucose in normal range. Then effect of insulin. It reduces blood glucose mainly by uptake of glucose by the cells through GLUT4 glucose transporters. In order to tissue like adipose tissue, it increases fatty acid and triglyceride synthesis. It decreases lipolysis. Liver and muscles are increases glycogen synthesis and decreases glycogenolysis. Then second one, glucagon. Glucagon is a peptide hormone secreted by alpha cells of isolates of Langerhans from pancreas. It is antagonist of insulin which shows the catabolic activities. It is secreted when there is fall in blood glucose level from normal range. Thus stop insulin secretion during low blood glucose level. It increases blood glucose mainly by breaking down of stored glucose and triglycerides. Effect of glucagon. Effect in liver, it increases glycogenolysis, also increases gluconeogenesis and increases ketone body synthesis and decreases glycogen synthesis. Effect in muscles, it increases protein degradation and decreases protein synthesis. Effect in adipose tissue, it increases lipolysis and decreases triglycerol synthesis. The overall effect of glucagon is to stimulate glucose synthesis, use of ketone bodies as fuel for brain and other tissues. Then third, catecholamines. These are water-soluble compounds having role as both hormone and neurotransmitters. Example like epinephrine, norepinephrine and dopamine. It produces in brain and other neural tissues act as neurotransmitters, but these catecholamine produced from adrenal medulla act as hormone. The epinephrine is synthesized and secreted from adrenal medulla act as hormone. It is a fight or flee hormone. That is, it is released during emergency situations. It is antagonist of insulin which shows the catabolic activities. It releases when blood glucose level is low and increases blood glucose level. Then effect of epinephrine. The effect of epinephrine in liver, it increases glycogenolysis, increase glyconeogenesis and decreases glycogen synthesis. Effect in adipose tissue, it increases lipolysis Effect in skeletal muscles, it increases glyconeogenesis. Finally, it stimulates glucagon secretion and inhibits insulin secretion, thus utilizing the stored fat and glycogen. Then glucocorticoids. The cortisol is primary glucocorticoid in human. A variety of stimulus releases the cortisol from adrenal cortex. It is also an antagonist of insulin, which brings about the catabolic effect and increases blood glucose level in the normal level. In chronic stress, cortisol acts to make a fuel available with withstand the stress. And this hormone is slow acting hormone which alter metabolism by kinds and amounts of certain enzyme synthesis in the target cells. Then effect of cortisol. Cortisol mainly acts on muscles, liver and adipose tissues and releases glucose. In adipose tissue, it increases lipolysis. In liver, it increases gluconeogenesis and increases glycogen breakdown. In muscles, it increases muscle protein breakdown and decreases protein synthesis. Thus, the overall effect of cortisol is breakdown of stored glucose and fat to yield glucose. Then growth hormone. Growth hormone control various physiological processes and metabolism and secreted by somatotropic cells of anterior pituitary gland. It is secreted when blood glucose level is low from the normal range. When there is a less plasma fatty acid level and it increases plasma amino acid level, stimulates the secretion of growth hormone. Also, during sleeping, exercise and its stress condition, there will be increased the secretion of growth hormone. Effect of growth hormone. If the growth hormone secretion is increased, it increases plasma glucose concentration, also fatty acid and glycerol concentration in the blood. It decreases or inhibits the glucose uptake by the adipose tissues and skeletal muscles. In adipose tissues, it increases lipolysis, thus releasing free fatty acid and glycerol, which is mobilizer to liver where it leads to gluconeogenesis. In liver, it increases gluconeogenesis and also increases glycogenolysis. Then, thyroid hormone. It is a mixture of low molecular weight iodinated tyrosine derivatives, that is T3 and T4. It's secreted from thyroid gland under the control of thyroid stimulating hormone by pituitary gland. The normal range of thyroid hormone is 5 to 12 microgram per dilution. Above this range leads to hypertension and below this range leads to hypothyroidism. During above two disease condition, it shows different effect on carbohydrate metabolism. In hyperthyroidism, it shows catabolic activities, and in hypothyroidism, it shows anabolic activities. The effect of thyroid hormone. In hyperthyroidism, it increases blood glucose by increasing glycogenolysis in liver. It also increases breakdown of muscles protein and increases lipolysis. Also increases gluconeogenesis and also ketone body synthesis. In hypothyroidism, it decreases blood glucose level by increasing glycogenesis and increases protein synthesis. Thank you.